every time somebody comes in this office, the weird things that get said, rice and beans and like just
What's wrong with
farts and broccoli.
Oh man, farts and broccoli.
You just messed up the whole.
Salud familia, we are in the Red Wall Marketing offices at the Wave.
Tampa Bay Wave, downtown
Tampa Bay Wave. I'm with JR.
Angel.
If you haven't seen our previous video, check it out. JR dropped some bombs about lazy sharing, interns, struggles with content creation. But today we are talking about the Gimbal, DJI Mobile and the DJI Osmo, because he wants to buy one. So I thought it was a good opportunity to
play with it.
Play, but also he might have questions that you might have, and we just, knock it out at the same time. So why you want to buy one of these?
So what happened was, I'm on Instagram.
What happened was, that's how it always starts. What happened was,
I'm on Instagram, and I see this cool thing, and we're doing content. I don't know why they targeted me. I probably looked at something somewhere, but
sidetrack. Did you see when you get targeted about something? Did you go and see why they target you?
Usually I know. See,
do you know those three dots on like for example on Facebook that you click the three dots? Why I'm seeing this ad?
Oh yeah. Well, see, the problem I have is as a marketer, I look at so many things that I get targeted for every client I have. I'm getting targeted for what they do, like real estate and pest products and hotel products and services and so the amount of stuff I do get targeted for is insane. And I don't think we looked at anything, but we just saw Smove Mobile was the one I saw, and I was like, oh, that thing looks really cool, because I have been a proponent of, we were looking at buying a camera, and so that may have been what triggered it. I may have done a search for a camera or a tripod or something, but I have been telling clients for years, stop obsessing over cameras when you don't have the ability to get one, and start using your phone. And they don't believe me when I say that it does amazing stuff. And there's a whole movie shot on an iPhone right now.
Yes, I've seen.
There's so much you can do with a phone, and they don't believe me. So I figured, let's do more with the phone.
I think it's that it's a mental struggle that most people have, or if you're stuck in that decision, you gotta get over yourself. Meaning, the camera and the iPhone will not make you a better videographer or photographer. So you have to start practicing with what you have. Play with angles, play with lines, learn the rule of third, learn shutter speed. Get good and whether start making money because you're doing it for yourself, or you made enough money in the business that you can now afford something better for lenses. When a camera makes a difference is when you start investing on lenses. For example, the lens I have in this camera is an $1,100 lens, 8 to 18 millimeter Leica lens, and it allows me to be really close to us, the subject, be closer to the audio mic, and the glass is really good, but it's not making me a better videographer. So just use what you have.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, this has a lot less settings than that.
Yes.
So you can learn the basics, become really good. But the other thing is, I've seen people put a lot of money into equipment and create crap content.
Yes.
And it's because they haven't really fleshed out what they're going to say or have a good message to say, and they put all this time, and because they're watching like people that are doing these great videos, and they're like, oh, I need that. But like, if you just put out great content, I mean, how many viral videos are out there with the worst shaky cameras ever?
Yes.
Like, and they go viral because what you're watching is so amazing. And so if you're shooting good content and you have something to say, then it's good. Or testimonials is another thing that we were discussing earlier, was like clients who want to shoot testimonial videos. They think they need some fancy camera. The reality is, like, the fancier your testimonial looks, the more scripted it looks. So quit worrying about the camera. Just shoot it with your iPhone. It could be grainy and windy, and let them stutter and get nervous, and hopefully they're sweating and they're like,
got it.
On the reel, people are going to believe it. So I feel like if the content's good,
So you were looking, they target you, and you were like,
Yeah.
I want one.
But I was playing with it earlier. I love this thing.
So what was the research between the zoom and the what was it? The
Smooth.
Smooth.
SMOVE.
What did you find? What was your what did you research and cover? What was the difference between the Smooth and the DJI, in your opinion?
I watched a few videos, and the biggest thing they said was that the Smooth has an extension, so you can use it as a selfie stick too, which is nice. So if you're walking down, like if we wanted to walk downtown, I could hold it, and you almost can't tell that you're holding it.
Yeah.
It had trigger, which this has. That seemed to be a big deal. It charges your phone while it's on here, so that was kind of a cool thing. If you're doing a lot of shooting, your battery doesn't go dead. Hopefully,
the DJI doesn't charge your phone.
Yeah, and then an extension. So so because it plugs in, I believe there's another port. There's another cord out here that you can plug in an external mic.
Got it.
So if you wanted to run another mic, or put a mic on here, or do a wireless, you can run the wireless and keep it on you while you're using it.
So I'm a big fan of DJIs. I think their drones are exceptional. The UI is amazing, meaning the operating system. So I picked up that mobile a long time ago. That's version 1. They do have a version 2 right now, which allows you to shoot videos vertical, like for Instagram or IGTV. Things that I like about that, one, the operating system is awesome. You have the tripod adapter here, which I got to cover. The batteries are swappable. So I found that during long shoots, I have to swap the batteries quite.
Yeah, I think the Smooth is stuck. I think it's. Actually, I don't know. I know the battery's in the handle, but I don't know if it's replaceable or not. I have no idea.
But at the end of the day, all gimbals do the exact same job.
Yeah.
It's just matter of, do you like Sprint or AT&T more? Do you like red or blue? It's not a. I stick with this one because I like the UI. I like the operating system. However, I have brought another one, and yes, I do like these. These boxes are Nanook, and they are they come pre-cut for. I have one for my DJI Mavic for the mobile. They
make them for each device. Like you tell them what.
And I because I when I do long drives, I want to make sure
batteries in there?
I want to make sure that everything is taken care of. I don't want to break my equipment.
Throw it in your backpack.
I don't want to be.
I was gonna throw it in my backpack. Maybe we should get one of these now.
So I got extra batteries.
Google Nanook.
You do have a slot for. I have a slot for the iPad, chargers, extra batteries. I got and cables. So it's pretty nice. I like it. Nice. This one, the actual mobile, the DJI Osmo, is the one that I use the most. The reason is because I can attach an external mic. I've used the DJI Pro, the DJI Mic Pro, and I've used wireless, the Rode Filmic Kit. So what I do is I attach this device. I think it's like $10 into here, and it has a cold shoe mount, which you can do it backwards. I tend to put the microphone below so the camera doesn't capture it. And now this one, the difference between this one and that one, like the Smooth, this one records to an SD card, and you can also transfer to the phone because you are using the phone here. So the SD card is in a small slot in the side.
Nice.
And so I can make sure that I swap it.
How big is that?
This one I think is 64 gigs.
Look at these little things, man. You people, the young kids won't know the struggle of having this is 64 gigs.
Yeah.
Remember, it's like a big disc. You had to carry that. It was like it had weight to it back in the day.
So I've used this Osmo to record clients that don't like to be on camera, and we're walking, and I just put the wireless lapel. They're pretty much all the same. Whether it's Smooth, they have this one has a stick that you can adjust the camera. Both, if you hit twice, it will center the camera. So if I turn this on now, so I'm gonna unlock it, so it will turn on.
It's so wicked to see this thing just move when it snaps into
place. Let me put the.
Oh, there it goes. Bam!
I put a camera here.
I didn't do that.
So what question I can answer? You haven't found the answer in your research.
In research, I mean, so like the interesting thing was they were shooting. They had like 3 or 4 different ones, and they were shooting them all.
Oh.
And you couldn't tell the difference unless it was software difference. But when they just used the phone app for filming, you couldn't really tell the difference because they all look the same because they do the same thing. It was really more a matter of features, like the trigger thing seemed to be a big deal. Some don't have it, some do. I like the extension. I can hear that one.
But you can't hear it on it's the camera because it's a 4K camera.
Yeah. So the wait, so is that a camera on there already?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that's what. So let me turn it off so I don't mess with the. And you can put ND filters in this one. You can put ND filters, but the operation is similar. You hit the thumb, it locks it. I hit it 3 times, it moved to me. 3 times again, it goes to the other side, and I can move left to right. But I use they both use the phone. That one you have to use the phone as the camera, but this one you use the phone as a LCD, and then
to view it. Oh,
to view
nice.
it.
That's pretty cool.
Then the microphone, you attach the microphone here, but this one, that port is for charging.
Nice.
So it has a port in the front, but that one is for charging. But this one is for the microphone.
It's like a robot selfie stick.
Yeah.
That's what this is, right?
So if I have to buy, do I use them enough to justify the purchase again now that I have them? No. This one, I don't know. I think it was like $500 when we bought it. The Osmo, that one was, I don't know, like two-ish. Right now you can buy the updated version for $129. If I have to buy one now that I know what I know, I will buy the mobile for $129 because I can do vertical. And the smartphones these days, they require amazing quality. But this camera is 4K as well, and the picture is really nice. So I don't have any complaints with this one.
Yeah, the smove was I think it's $159, and then they have a coupon so I got it for $144. And that'll be on Tuesday, so it's good I get to play with this one today and then decide if I want to keep the other one. But like even that, like it's not that big of an expense, and that's really so.
No, you will use it. It will be nice to have,
but not necessary.
Well, you can, when you start walking with clients and you want to do a blog, it will add a different flavor.
Yeah.
It will add movement. It will separate you from the typical we're in front of a camera type videos and they look boring. At the end of the day, they look boring. But like this device, all these accessories, you can buy them separate and you can attach them. And I can buy a longer one so I can attach it to the tripod. You can do all kinds of crazy stuff.
Yeah, because it basically, I mean, you can get a regular tripod.
Yes.
And that's going to do most stuff. I was looking at more like B-roll stuff, like as we get into more media. So we get clients that are asking for media production. So we're like, okay, well, we can do small little scale things when it helps in an advertisement.
So a secret. I recorded a commercial for a restaurant in June with the iPhone 7 Plus and the DJI mobile.
Sometimes that's all you need.
Because I needed to run inside I was running inside the restaurant kitchen, and basically that's the only thing I could use at that point. And it was this year, 2018, June, and I recorded with so again, the camera will not make you a better videographer or photographer, but these add-ons, if you can afford them, they add an extra flavor to the marketing mix.
And B-roll is underrated, I think, sometimes.
I'm guilty that I don't use it enough, and I need to start using more B-roll.
Yeah.
More.
Because that'll be something like you can finish your interview or finish whatever you're doing and then shoot a few different shots real quick, and it's so fast because you're just shooting random things that have to do with what the conversation is, and I mean it just works. And so that was the big thing I liked with it when I saw it was that. I love the follow feature because we didn't talk about that. So the follow feature was a big deal to me because if I wanted to, let's say I was by myself and I want to just record, maybe we got a Blackboard here. If I want to do a Blackboard presentation, I can put on a tripod, lock it to me, lock it to me, and have it watch me move around, and then nobody's having to keep the camera moving.
And that's an underutilized feature in these devices. Putting that device into a tripod using a front-facing camera, so you can activate the active tracking feature, and you start writing in that wall, for example, and it just moves with you a little bit, but that movement allows you to stay inside the frame, and also it's not static. It just is not static. Movement is
Right.
emotion.
Yeah, so those were the reasons. I'm sure there's about 100 things I'll probably learn when we get it and start playing with it and figuring out like how to best use it. Like, what would you say are the number one reasons to get one of these anyway?
So, what would be your number one reason to get one? What would you get one? And if you have one, just type that you have one. My number one reason. So again, if I have to buy them again, knowing what I know now, I will buy the mobile instead of the Osmo. However, now that I have both, I use the Osmo more often, if that makes any sense. But because I don't use them enough, if I only have the mobile with the phone, I will use that one. So the number one reason is to add movement to your video, smooth movement. I can give you example like you want to add a transition. So B-roll allows you to transition. B-roll meaning you shot small clips. If you don't know what B-roll is, in a nutshell, it will be small clips that add to the conversation. So if we are in front of the computer and we're typing, it might be a clip of the hands typing into the keyboard. But if we're going to some place, it could be the person walking, the feet walking. It could be a movement of the trees. It could be the car. So by adding a little bit of movement, stabilize movement and not shake, because that's basically what this will allow you to do, to be smooth instead of shaking video with the hand. So the number one reason is to take your videos to the next level.
Yeah, for 120, even if it was this one 129, to be able to do that, like, so I was thinking, like if we had a client that like does painting or something, being able to move it around as they're painting and show different things, and to add that movement is, to me, fantastic.
That is if you're a business. If you're looking to blog, this is one of the best things that you can get for blogging, because it will allow you to be smooth all the time.
Yeah, the guy. So the lot of videos for the smooth that they were doing, they were walking through like trade shows, and so he was doing a lot of walking. And then one point he decided to turn it. He took it out and he just used his phone, and he was showing the difference between him walking through somewhere and just holding the phone and the shakiness of it. And then it was like distracting. It was because not only does it doesn't, a camera like that doesn't just bounce. The background almost blurs every time it moves. Like it's distracting to your eyes.
Well, it blurs because now we're getting into the technical detail. It blurs because of the frames per second. So the camera settings probably are set to 24p to 30p, and when you do any type of movement, whether it's walk or a bicycle, you see the blur. When you see more crisp movement is when you start going to like 60p, 120p per frames per second.
You can't change that on a phone, though, can you?
You can with the Filmic Pro app. So let me.
Also with an app, you can. I've never filmed with an app, by the way.
So
unless it's.
Let me double check. I'm gonna do this here on camera, and then we're just gonna end it. But in the meantime, while I open this app, do you have a stabilizer? Do you have a DJI or a Smooth? Do you have anything else? And if you do, let us know which one you have. But if you don't, which one would you like to buy if you want to buy one? Or leave us a question. What was your number one question? So here it is. I have the Filmic Pro app. I'm looking at the settings right now, and I'm looking at the frame rate. So I got 24, 25, 30, and I can go up. So it depends on the resolution. So right now my resolution is 16:9 4K. So if I bring it down, if I bring down the resolution, I can go really high frame rates. For example, I can go 120 and I can record, but right now my resolution is 4K when I record. So
wow. Yeah, I've never used a film app.
Filmic Pro is like the number one app that you can get, because you can control light, focus, exposure. You can control anything, and I will leave the links in the description of the video. Any question that I haven't answered for you?
No, I can't wait till we get one. Like I said, it'll probably be useless that day, because I'll film like everything. Free commercials for anybody that's near this office that day. I'm just going to shoot anything I can.
Go.
If you're in Tampa, check out Red Wall Marketing. Where's the address for here?
We're downtown, so 500 East Kennedy Boulevard is the address of the building, downtown Tampa. So if you're on Tuesday, we are playing with a camera, Gimbal. filming everything.
That's it, my friend. You know what to do. Like, share, comment. See you in the next one. Peace out.